talk about affordable education. As someone who has a bachelor's degree and 2 master's degrees, unfortunately, I am well aware of student loans, student loan debts, and the burden that it can feel like when you graduate to start a new job and you're thinking this is a fresh start, but then you're bogged down with this debt. So I'm going to talk to you about budget-friendly colleges that you can actually graduate from. We're not talking diploma mills. I'm going to tell you about some tuition-free options. That's right, tuition-free, flat rate, and per credit programs. No one's experience in college should look the same. So I'm going to show you these sites, what they actually look like, so you can pick what fits for you and hopefully avoid this. You know, in the United States, typically college students graduate with over $30,000 in debt. That's a car or a down payment for a house in some states. So the key here is that you don't have to pay that. You have options now. Whether it's tuition-free model or a pay-for-progress pricing, you can get a degree without bankrupting yourself and really start your life. First up, let's talk about Western Governors University. They offer flat rate, self-paced learning. So the term costs about $3,200 to $3,900, and you can take as many courses as you can handle. So you can finish fast, you can pay less, pause, take your time. Your tuition doesn't change mid-term. So this is cool for go-getters, working adults, anyone who learns fast, wants real savings. If you're great with online learning, maybe you have a family, you can't afford the time away or on a more traditional setting, and that's really the only drawback here. There's a limited in-person interaction, so sometimes that's a little impersonal. It feels kind of transactional because you're sacrificing that traditional learning experience. But this is a great offer for people who know exactly where they need to be in life and they want to finish quickly and affordably. Let's talk about Southern New Hampshire University, or SNHU online. There's a good chance that you've heard of Southern New Hampshire University because one thing they're really good at is marketing themselves. I'm willing to bet you've seen one of their commercials on TV, YouTube, whatever. SNHU Online is a great option if you are, first of all, in the Southern New Hampshire area, because you can opt for a more traditional or hybrid learning experience where you can take some online and some on campus. So let's talk about the costs here. They definitely have lower rates than some traditional universities, but it's not completely debt-free. Undergraduate credit costs around $340 each, so that means 120 credits would be about a $40,000 degree. The key here is flexibility. Manage your pace, plus there's a strong transfer credit policy. Like I said, they're a well-known university, so you have financial aid opportunities. And if you're worried about transferring from one school to the other, or maybe from a bachelor's moving on to a master's, it's a good chance that Southern New Hampshire credits will transfer right through. So this school is especially cool because it's affordable, respected, it's easy to mix with other schools if you want to transfer, test the waters. You have options online, campus, hybrid. The only real drawbacks are that the total cost can add up. So despite their low rates, it's not completely debt-free. Finally, and my top choice, University of the People. It's a nonprofit online university that calls itself tuition-free, and it is exactly what it sounds like, a university of the people, for the people. It's accredited by the Senior College of University Commission, so this is not a diploma mill. You're getting a high-quality, tuition-free degree with 100% online learning. So let's talk about cost, okay? Tuition-free and free are not the same things. There are no tuition or application fees for books or materials. So what you're going to end up paying here are assessment fees. So no initial costs for books, instruction, traditional campus costs, but instead they're able to offer $60 application fees, one time, non-refundable application fee. But then you take course assessments in different certificates and you have an assessment fee for each of those. So depending on if you're bachelor or master's, they're $120 to $160 up to $250. Plus that application fee is still incredibly lower than any other online university. A 4-year undergrad costs around $6,000. $6,400. Crazy low compared to most colleges. Globally accessible with accreditation and a growing reputation. You may have never heard of them, but I bet you will. They just won a big international education award. Here's why it's cool. If cost is your biggest barrier, and flexibility too, University of People is hard to beat. The only drawbacks, it's again 100% online, so you're missing some of that people-to-people interaction. There are limited majors and they really lean on support services. So if you're looking for a more traditional university, traditional experience university, SNHU or Western Governors University might work better for you. But if you're looking for something cost efficient, low rate, flexibility, University of People is hard to beat. So let's sum it up. WGU flat rate per 6-month term. That means about $8,500 a year or less. University of the People, tuition free, assessment fees, low cost, $6,400 total for a 4-year bachelor's degree. In a more traditional setting with SNHU online, $342 per credit, meaning about $42,000 total, which is still less than your more traditional on-campus university. So high quality, affordable college options are absolutely out there. Whether you go flat rate like WGU, per credit with SNHU, or tuition free with UO People, there's a path for you.